All right. What's up, guys? Blake Jamieson, happy Friday. We're back. We have another artist interview today. Very excited. Welcome, Justin Cousson. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Happy to be here on 1023 at 1023.
That's right. That's right.
Is this an extra special episode?
Yeah, absolutely. It actually, yeah, you're right. It is 1023, 1023. It's a good day. So for those of you guys that don't know Justin's work, I have a bunch of it here that we're going to get into, and here's some of it. So he does some awesome illustrated baseball cards and like poster art, right? And then comedy and some production. I want to get into the Choose Your Own Adventure comedy show that you put on. I was reading about that. I'm all about Choose Your Own Adventure, anything. So that spoke to me. And yeah, man, I'm just stoked to chat.
All right. Well, wherever this will lead us.
That's right, man. So I guess why don't we kick it off by you just like kind of introducing yourself and saying more than like the 2 bullet points that I've given people so far. I'd love to know more about your background in arts and entertainment, and yeah, baseball cards, anything like that.
All right. Well, right now I'm here from suburban Maryland. I grew up in Maryland, spent my whole youth here, and then went off to Los Angeles after college. Spent some time working in live comedy and in television production. And that's what I was doing before this whole pandemic thing happened, where I found myself working remotely and then working a whole lot less.
Right.
And I kind of took the illustrations that I was doing and kind of made that my full-time thing.
Awesome, man. And as far as like the baseball card stuff, is it something like, did you grow up collecting cards, or are you into cards, or like what prompted that kind of that move?
It's like I've always loved baseball cards and trading cards, and I've been making my own custom cards for years, basically. Like I would do these I do them for comedy shows that I was producing and performing in, like the monthly show I used to have over at the UCB Theater in Los Angeles. You would get like a special trading card like every month for like the first like 50 people in the crowd, that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
And I do cards for people's pets and stuff for like I did a whole set of my brother's grandma. So I've always loved baseball cards, especially, and trading cards. But this was the first time that I got into specifically illustrating my own cards. And I guess I owe that basically to you and the Project 2020 boom.
That's
Once
awesome.
a new sort of market emerged for people who wanted trading cards, and specifically cards that were more illustrative, more artistic, then I bought an iPad. I've been using it for storyboarding, and I just ended up sketching a few cards that I liked, and then I already knew how to make cards, and there were people who wanted them.
Yeah, that makes sense. On the iPad, are you using like Procreate or Adobe Sketch or something else?
I'm using Procreate. I'm using Procreate on an iPad Mini or iPad Air 3 with the first generation Apple Pencil. So.
Cool. That's awesome, man. I love it. I think that,
no complaints with it.
Yeah. I actually just got an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and I've just started playing with it, and I'm a little bit lost.
It's a game changer.
It is. I can see the potential. I just don't know how to use it yet. So, but
lots of layers.
I want to show people some of these. So we have, let's see here. We got to get this lined up. So we got Ken Griffey, Bo Bichette, is it Mookie,
Sandy right there.
Yep, Judge, Tatis. It's awesome. Who is that? Oh, Reggie Jackson. Yep. Tony Gwynn. Nice. I still have that card. Scherzer.
I just did a new Scherzer. I'm really proud of it.
Nice. Is it something? Do you have or maybe?
I have the new Scherzer right here.
Nice.
This one's actually autographed by him.
Oh, sick. Okay, so we're gonna do a side by side.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sorry, breaking up just a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I have a couple on my website right now. They benefit a children's charity in DC. So I got a couple of signed Scherzers still available.
That's awesome.
But this one, I will never draw the World Series trophy ever again. It's a lot of detail in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love it. And then in terms of the printing the cards, are you printing them locally in LA, or do you have a printer you work with out of state, or how does that work?
I use the same people that I use in LA for every card. They're glossy, 16-point stock.
Yeah.
Wonderful work. And
Yeah.
the UPS guy knows my name now. So
That's great, man. It's always a good it's good to have relationships with people like that.
yeah, just got a delivery the other day. This is my new Cody Bellinger.
Sick.
So this is season Cody.
That's awesome.
Tried to really capture the duh in his face.
That's awesome. Are you watching the World Series? Do you follow baseball?
I do follow baseball.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my team is the Baltimore Orioles, so I will be very happy in about 4 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
But there's generally a player on like every single team that I root for. And a lot of my friends in Los Angeles are having the best time right now.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm really happy with the Rays right now. Whenever there's a matchup with one team that's never won the World Series, I do lean a little bit towards them.
Of course.
But it'd be nice to see the Dodgers finally close one out.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think it should be good. Honestly, I am like you. Like I have players that I like on every team. And that's really across like all sports. I'm not like really super diehard about any particular team, but I just didn't really want the Astros to make the World Series. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm just excited that the Astros are not in it. And
I'm mad they got that far. I really like this year's Oakland team.
Me too. So if I do choose, I mean, if I do have like the oldest loyalty I have is to Oakland. This was actually my dad's hat and our original like season ticket holder pins when I was
beautiful.
like, this is like when I was 1, 2, 3, and 4 or something like that, which is pretty cool. And so I do love the A's. I grew up liking following Mark McGwire quite a bit. But
yeah, I have your Mac like right around. Oh, here it is.
Nice. Yeah.
Did you get my Cal yet?
Got the auto too.
Yeah, I just
send in for an autograph.
Yeah, I just sent in my Cal Ripken like a couple days ago, along with one of my Cals. It's a trade. So.
I did. I did. I think. Well, here's a Cal right here.
There you go. That was the first Cal I did.
Yeah,
I did a new one.
I have another Cal in another stack. I do remember getting that because Matt was Matt had mentioned he'll like help sort the mail, and he's like, oh, Justin. And by the way, did you know Matt from Maryland? Or
I didn't.
A coincidence.
It's just a coincidence.
Nice.
Me, Matt, Brandon, Lau.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
I'm not sure if any of us crossed paths at the same time, but
yeah, for sure. Especially like Matt loves stand-up comedy, and you're in that space. I would have thought maybe you guys would have bumped into each other.
Yeah, just a big coincidence. I think we missed each other by like a year.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us about the comedy stuff. What how long you've been doing it? What's that like? I enjoy comedy. I've never done it, but I think it's awesome.
It was one of those things that I just kind of grew into it. It was something to do, especially when you're a young person. Like I started doing stand-up when I was like 18, which is a terrible age to do that. Great to sort of learn about performance and to be on stage and to talk and that kind of stuff. But there is absolutely nothing of value in any of my performances. I do not believe an 18-year-old boy should have that kind of audience at any time. But got some good opportunities, made some good friends, got to do some great shows, and ended up, in Los Angeles hosting, acting, performing, and just being able to have like the freedom of the stage. But like my favorite kind of comedy, like I was all right at stand-up. I was pretty good, but what I really liked doing was multimedia bits, things with a big screen behind me, things where I could incorporate drawings and photoshops and sing-alongs and just getting like the audience into things. I always just loved the idea of a big, silly communal performance and that ephemeral feeling that what's happening right now belongs to the audience right now and no one else.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my early 20s, I was way too punk rock about comedy, and I turned down a lot of opportunities I probably shouldn't have because I was that obnoxious kid who's like, no, I'm not selling out. This belongs to them right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I also had a little bit of that insecurity of I'm actually younger than I am good.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's awesome. I saw with the multimedia stuff, you had like kind of a clicker. You're walking through the crowd of the passive aggressive art show.
yes,
That was
every few years I become a modern art sensation or something like that.
that's awesome,
that,
man. Yeah,
that was one of my favorite projects.
It
There's also
totally took on a life of its own in terms of virality and reach, which is always awesome to see that, and it's not always what you expect to take off.
I love to have a credit in Food and Wine magazine.
Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff that sells.
That's right. And you said your dad is a chef, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's a chef. My mother and my brother work in hotels, so my whole family's like in the hospitality game.
Mm-hmm. So then that's making the family proud or jealous.
A little bit. Like the thing is, this is like the most proud my dad has ever been of me in like any of my endeavors, because like his dream was to be a comic book artist.
Okay.
And this is like roughly as close to that dream as I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as art goes, like one of my favorite things.
Frozen. I don't know if it's frozen for everyone else, but it's frozen for me. We're going to wait it out.
When I was a kid, my dad sold. It happened again. It happened. Am I back? Where did you lose me?
You reached and grabbed something, and then you were like, huh.
Okay, cool. Well, when I was a kid, my dad sold the jewel of his comic book collection, Incredible Hulk 181, the first appearance of Wolverine.
Okay.
For $300 in the year 2000.
Okay.
And that comic in comparable condition today is probably about 7,000 or 8,000.
Wow.
And it broke up his complete collection of the Incredible Hulk. It's the only one that's missing. And every so often I consider trying to buy it back, but I literally cannot find one in good enough condition that has not been professionally graded. And my dad thinks comic grading is an aberration. Just you can't seal these things up. You have to enjoy them, even if they're in perfect condition. But
sure.
Since I'm at his house right now, I can actually show this. I took it upon myself to make an entirely new copy of it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I've redrawn every single page of Incredible Hulk 181. And this took me like, I put it together. I was like, okay, I'll do this in like a month. I did this in 5 days.
Wow.
Like once I got started, I just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And so that kind of carries over to my art cards. It's like, oh, I just work incredibly fast and I have a great eye for duplicating. And basically I could have been a terrific counterfeiter.
Still time. Yeah, I mean, you definitely. I think that you capture the likeness of the players very well. Like, I wouldn't need the logos on most of these players or anything else to like know exactly who they are. And that's.
Like I've cranked out like 90 cards in the last 3 months. It's happening again. Am I back?
I think you're in.
We're doing it live. Okay.
We're doing it live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like it looks so good on my end.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean it mostly looks.
I blame Fios.
Yeah. Yeah. So with those cards, are you printing specific edition sizes? Does it depend on the card? Are you selling them? I mean, it looks like you sell some as individuals and some as complete sets. Like, how does the business side of that work?
I get so confused because I literally had no idea when I started selling cards like how people would want them, whether they would just want to buy individual cards or cards in sets or cards cased up. And I kind of stopped bothering to number them at one point, but there aren't many of any of them. Like there's no more than 50 of any of the cards. For a few of the sets, like there's like a set of 25. I'm like, okay, so there are 25 numbered editions of this set, and then I think I have like 10 more of each card. But if somebody wants to buy a card individually, they can do that on my site. They can buy cards as sets. They can buy cards cased up. I try to give a lot of options, and it's very confusing, to be honest. But
yeah,
the customer is always right,
they are, and there's also going to be a customer that is angry about something no matter what you do. And, can't please everyone.
Yeah. I really enjoyed, like, my favorite thing that I've enjoyed doing is I love taking commissions on the site, because the way that I've been doing my commissions is, you buy it and you tell me who you want, like any subject, any athlete, whatever, and I'll just you get everything from the run. So you'll get like 25 of the card. That's yours. Like, oh, and then all of these are yours. I'll put a couple in cases. I'll do like a gold paint pen signature on one of them or two of them, but just like whatever. So I've done a few of those, and that's been super rewarding.
That's
and
awesome.
I've really enjoyed just the community that's growing here and doing like collaborations. Like our boy Heavy J took my Elton John at Dodger Stadium card.
Sick.
And he glittered it up.
Yep.
I recently did a collaboration with an artist I know on Twitter at Bring the Noise, Noyz, and she finished my Tom Seaver card. So I only did the portrait on this.
Okay. That's awesome. And it matches
but
really
that's
well.
A pen and ink figure over. Yeah, it's a pen and ink figure over like construction paper. So the background, it's a physical collage with a digital portrait, and I love that card.
I'm gonna follow her really quick too. Bring the
DA duh
duh
Noyz. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, she's a screen printer too. She did the shirt that I'm wearing. I do a little plug. Yeah.
That's awesome. At Bring the Noise.
Yeah.
Cool. I just followed her. Always love to connect with more artists. Yeah, collab super fun. And I saw a couple people in the comments asking about commissions. In fact, just asked it.
Am I in? Oh, there you go. I see it. It's $225 right now.
$225. Okay, and that gets you a set of.
It gets you about 25 cards.
Cool.
And at least 2 encased versions.
Awesome. And that, so it could be anything. It doesn't have to be an athlete. It could be.
It can be anything.
A picture of my dog.
Yeah, I'm working right now on Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek. I'm doing David from the baseball episode. I did a Wade Boggs a couple weeks ago that I really liked, and I'm doing a Michael Keaton Batman, but he's doing the Bo Jackson pose.
Okay.
So that's a fun one that's in progress.
That's sick.
And some people have been pretty cool about the commissions. Like the Max Scherzer card started as a commission, and the guy who commissioned it was like, "Hey, I'll get you some of these signed, and you can do whatever you want with the extras." So
that's awesome.
Now I have those available on my site, and the signed ones are benefiting a children's charity in DC. So
that's awesome.
That started as a commission,
and that's great. And then also, so for anyone that didn't see in the video,
doing the thing again.
In the video description, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Everyone, in the video description is a link to Justin's website. It's justincousson.com. That's spelled Cousson. And then what? We go to menu, and then we go to trading card shop. Is that where?
Yeah, trading card shop.
Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so I see. So you have these in waves. Nice. So wave 1 is 16 cards, 24 cards in wave 2. They seem very reasonably priced too. So you're getting, like 24 cards for $50, and the cards are limited to like addition of what? No more than 50. You said that's like
that
seems like a super reasonable price. Oh, there's the new the Scherzer one. That's awesome. Yeah, that's sick. Encased.
Yeah. Right now I'm in big clear inventory.
Did it again.
Like, hey, I got to make new cards, but I also have so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
No, you're back. You're back. By the
Clearly,
time
I'm
do it again,
buy cards. I'm trying to upgrade my internet.
yeah. Exactly.
I need a really long Ethernet cable.
Yeah. I believe that. Yeah, that's awesome. And so is if someone commissions a thing, so say I come to you and say, okay, I want to get a George Brett or
Yeah.
something
Oh,
like
I
that,
love that one.
right? I know I really like this one too. I love
Yeah.
the purple.
That's my Neil Adams card. Like I went really hard on the shadows on the Pine Tar Brett,
Yeah.
but like the rookie card inspired Brett is like more cartoony.
Yeah.
So I like to mix up the styles.
Yeah. That's awesome. What's the turnaround time on a commission?
Honestly, like I think I said 2 weeks on the site, like 2 to 3 weeks.
Cool.
Most of it's just waiting on the cards to be printed, and sometimes like there'll be like a delay in getting cases.
Right. Yeah. Especially this year, it's been really tough to get one touches.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like I raised my prices just for like the prices of top loaders and one touches.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially like there was a time when the Topps 2020 print runs were super high in the middle of the project. That like people were like price gouging on like, they were like 2, 3, 4xing the price of one touches, which is ridiculous.
I still can't get them at any of my local shops.
Yeah, I typically am ordering them online, but even then it's like hit or miss. It's crazy.
Like, and the worst is like I've been getting some of those Ultra Pro cases, and have you gotten any of the ones with the weird streaks on them?
Yeah, they kind of have like waves almost.
Yeah. So many of those. And
I know, man.
I've been trying to get like this.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
And like my latest
BCW one's been better.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If it weren't for the waves, I like Ultra Pros better. But
the thing is like,
I mean, regardless, like I don't know if your the Cal Rick and I designed for Topps that you sent in, was that one in a snap case? Because I've seen.
Luckily, mine wasn't.
That's awesome.
I don't think so.
So I've seen a lot of Cals in snap cases. It was really, really a bummer to see that happen again. Hopefully that'll be short-lived. But like when somebody sends in an autograph in a snap case to me, I'm replacing it with a one touch like every time, even if I'm doing the autograph for free and black.
Like I barely know how to open the snap case. Are you supposed to like stick a quarter in the top or what? Like it just.
I don't know. I do like a thumb in one of the side snaps and then a top finger. Like every time I'm like gonna break. It's not good. I don't know. I don't think I'm doing it right either. But yeah, I was at dinner with Topps last night after the MLB event and like called them out. Like Jeff, I'm like, dude, this is unacceptable, man. You told me that you had 1 million cases. Why are they in snap cases? And he's like, I don't know, man. So hopefully that gets fixed soon, but that was a bummer to see.
The Cal's great though. That's one of my favorites that you've done yet. Just the blue is so clean.
Thank you. Yeah, I had I mean, they're all fun. They're all fun in different ways. And
I mean, did you see the Shore Cal that dropped today?
I did. I love it.
I love that card so much. Like I've been mainly collecting Cal throughout the projects.
Yeah. But. Yeah, actually, I like a lot of the cards this week. I thought that Andrew Thiel's Jackie was nice. I actually, unlike some people I've been talking to, like I actually really love the old man Alan Trout with the 3 kind of ticket stubs.
I like his cards altogether because he brings a real design standpoint to it. It just feels like he's not doing a direct homage to the card. It's just like they brought in a guy and were like, hey, this is what my trading card set would look like.
Mm-hmm.
I've got no problem with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I mean, I understand both sides of it. I think we were commissioned to like redesign these 20 iconic cards, and he's not the only one that's doing it now. A lot of artists are straying from that original like reference image or like stylistically what that card looks like. At first that like bothered me, and it's pretty quickly I was like got over it. And I was like, all right, every artist is going to do whatever every artist is going to do. And I do think that his cards have gotten better and better. Like I liked his Derek Jeter, the one that looked like a playing card where it was like upside down. I thought that was really well done. I really like the ticket stub one. Yeah, I don't know. I
I liked his Frank Thomas.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the rookie card image just doesn't capture what made the player special.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get some people mad that
can't picture the Frank Thomas one.
It was the one that looked like a magazine cover.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and it had him swinging from his rookie year. I'm like, yeah, I really like that card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Like, honestly, like, I feel like every single artist in the project has grown on me, where some things at the beginning that didn't get me excited immediately, like now I like have come to like know what to expect. And like, it's awesome to see like also like just complete artist sets. Like as we get closer and closer to the end, looking at just like artist sets is really fun for me. I think go ahead.
Oh, I'm just a big fan of Gregory Siff's work because his cards have been so different from card to card to card to card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gregory is a man. He's just such a nice dude, and his art is phenomenal. He was at the MLB store event that we both went to yesterday. We did a little like a meet and greet and autograph signing with Topps and MLB, and it was really successful in my book. I think it went really well, and I finally got to meet Gregory in real life for the first time, which is great. Rather than we've been talking online for 6-8 months. It was awesome.
It's like, haven't we all?
Yeah. Well, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, let's see. Just reading some of these comments. Yeah, if you guys have any questions too, by the way, throw them in the comments.
Yeah, it's like, should I be watching this on YouTube as it's happening too?
So actually, you should be able to see the comments within Squadcast.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see now.
Click comments, and then there's like private comments or like public comments. So yeah, people are just Heavy J. Heavy J wants to know if you ate all the Taco Bell.
No, not yet. I have 2.5 Crunchwrap Supremes left and an entire nacho party box.
Nice.
At the beginning of the World Series, there was a tweet sent out by Trey Turner where he looks like he's a hostage to a Taco Bell party he has to eat by himself. And so as a joke, I went out and I bought everything that Trey Turner had at his Taco Bell hostage ad party. Nice. And I've been living off of that for the entire World Series.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you think you make it? Depends if it goes to Game 7.
Yeah. I think I don't know, honestly. It's like it was just a Twitter joke that went too far for way too little payoff. Just the fact that Trey looks like he is not a willing participant in this ad with all of his Taco Bell completely by himself.
Right.
And so that's just how I've been living my life throughout the World Series.
Yeah.
So to answer the question,
almost.
I haven't finished it yet. No.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, I plan to drink an entire bowl of sauce, I guess.
Nice. Matt I'm just scrolling up to some older comments. Matt was asking if anyone is a Simpsons fan. Yeah, you do have some really cool Simpsons cards.
He said, until they make me stop.
Yeah, well, that's how
this is one of my favorite things that I've ever made because episode.
Oh my god.
In a loose 1984 style.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. And they've got bio backs based on the episode.
Nice.
Yeah. So, like, this is a pretty dead ringer for the card from that year. Obviously, you might recognize this Jose pose a bit from his 86.
Nice.
Griffey.
That's awesome.
Clemens.
And so
the Aussies, my favorite.
And are these all available on your site as like a standalone set? Nice.
You can buy them, standalone, some individuals. There's two versions of the Don Mattingly.
Nice.
Because I did an earlier one, and I did a whole Simpsons audience in there, stuck an El Barto on the outfield wall.
Nice.
Yeah, but this one, that's like a bonus if you buy the whole set.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, Jackson.
I have no
Jackson is
problem
my
making things
nephew.
that don't exist that should.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love those. That's rad. What is let's see. What what upcoming projects do you have? Are you excited about any new? I mean, I know that you said you really enjoy the commission work, but is there anything that you're looking at in terms of like a full set or full project or a full comic book you're going to recreate from scratch?
As first off, as far as cards go, I'm thinking about doing more player autographs. Like,
Okay.
because in terms of the design for each of my cards, like the signature has always been like a key part of it. Like, I
Okay.
like to do a signature on the front. It's kind of like all of my cards are kind of in this format. It's
Mhm.
sort of my homage to like the 55, 56 top sleeve. You've got a dominant portrait, you've got some action shots, and then the player's signature. And these are all like really nice glossy cardstock.
Mhm.
But what I want to do with some cards in the future is through players that I know, or at least will sign for me, doing some more matte finish cards
Mhm.
and doing more cards that have been autographed by the players. So
Awesome.
I'm hoping to do a Wade Boggs card soon enough that's signed by him, and a Mike Mussina card.
Nice. And then so if you get it like you get a card autographed, then are you gonna then like photograph or scan that in and then reprint those digitally with like their actual autograph on the front? Like
No, I'm just going to try to get like 10 to 15 cards signed by each player,
nice.
and then have them maybe pick a charity or something that they like and sell those off.
Nice. I love that. That's awesome.
So I guess the next thing for me is some matte finish cards with actual autographs and a few more pop culture ones. Because lately, among my recent ones, I just did this Bruce Lee card with
Nice.
the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the corner. I just
Awesome.
did Bruce Lee, and I just thought it'd be fun that day to do two Bruces at once. So there's Bruce Springsteen. So branching out into a few more pop culture cards. That's what I think I'll be doing next.
That's awesome. How about like comedy and entertainment stuff? Are you still playing in that space, or is that kind of on pause with COVID? I mean, I imagine it kind of
The
shifted.
way that live comedy exists is the sort of thing I would be super interested in like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody told me, hey, we're doing a show, it's outside and people are listening like in their cars, like a drive-in movie, I would be so down about it. But with it being like the only option available, it just feels grotesque to me. Like I am kind of not into making like pandemic entertainment. So I would love to write more things and produce comedy and do live shows again, but I cannot imagine seeing a crowd. So that's a little bit on hold. So I guess just more of my dumb jokes on Twitter for a little bit.
Right on.
It's a shame because as you brought up earlier, like before all this happened, my big project was I had built an interactive choose your own adventure style stand-up comedy show.
Yes.
And
I know that.
yeah, I just finished the test version of it. It was based off of the sort of house party shows that me and my friends had used to do in Los Angeles. So what we did was we got a bunch of comedians in a house, and the viewer would select like which part of the house that they enter, people that they talk to in the house, if they want to see someone performing in the living room, or they'd make their way to like the backyard, and eventually they would end up choosing like what headliner they wanted to see. And it worked really, really well, and we should have been shooting it like this spring, but right now it's like I don't feel comfortable green lighting a production, and I don't feel comfortable getting a crowd of people together even under the best conditions. So
right. Yep, and it's about to be winter, and who knows what that's going to be like. But it's crazy. Fortunately, I really got lucky with the Tops kind of project happening at a time when if I didn't have it, my art business would look completely different. And 2020 has been really hard for a lot of people. And it's, there've been hard things for me, but overall I've been very, very lucky, especially like work wise as an artist, having something to like consistently work on. And it's sad that it's like going to end in like a couple months, almost at the end of the project. But
I've really loved the T206 inspired paintings that you've been doing.
Thank you. Yeah, those have been fun. I brought those to Tops and suggested that we make a set, like a proper top set out of them. And at first it looked like it might happen. And then ultimately they decided that they're ending T206 with, what are they on? Like, I think they're on wave 5 or 6 right now. So they're not printing any more T206. I don't know, in the foreseeable future. So I'm going to do my own thing with them. I do sell some prints of them. I'd like to produce my own, possibly cards. I don't know. It's interesting looking at yours because I actually was talking to a company and they told me about 16 point and I didn't know what it felt like. And now I know that this is what 16 point is, which I think is actually, it's nice.
I think it's shop talk, but yeah, I know some people. So
yeah, well, definitely. I mean,
if you like that quality, we can talk. I'll hook you up with them.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely open-minded. Can't remember what the company is even called that I'm talking to, but I'll hit you up. I'll shoot you a DM and see. I'll tell you who I've looked at and if you have any recommendations or suggestions, because this will be the first time that I'm printing cards, getting cards printed myself without someone like Tops just handling it.
Yeah. It's like, honestly, this is the actual printing of them. Like I designed my cards with the card stock in mind. Mm-hmm. Like the actual like artwork, like the color is like slightly different because I know the way that these print and how they come out brighter. And I honestly think on my website they kind of look underwhelming at times. They're so much better in hands.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think that they look really nice and really sharp.
Let me see if I can share screen.
Yeah, let's do it.
7.
Frank say. That's right, Frank. I agree with you.
Yeah, I can't share my screen unless I quit Chrome. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I need to stay here.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited about my new Mookie Betts card that's coming out. Ooh, wait, nice. I can show it right here. Get the iPad.
Matt also asked if you sign all your cards.
There are unsigned cards on the site. Like that's the cheapest way to get them. Like you can get like 50 cards for, whatever. Or no, 25 cards for 50 unsigned, or like the same cards for like $20 more signed. But all the individual cards, which are as low as $8 individually, those are all signed.
Cool.
But like you can get my Wave 2 set, which is 24 cards. You can get the unsigned version of that for 50. And the signed version is like 100. But yeah, like this is my my new Mookie in progress right here. Yeah.
Dude, I love you got the catch on there.
Yeah. What I've really loved about working for cards is something that's going to be so tiny eventually and working bigger on it, knowing it's going to be reduced.
Right.
So like there's like the little details like, oh, this is, of course, it's so minimalist.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
So new Mookie is available.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot.
And
let's see. So.
All right, I think I was cutting out a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you were, but you're back.
Yeah, because lately I've been playing a lot with sort of feeling like a digital painter, like just the way that I structure the figures outside of the portraits. Because I like doing a hard outline on the portrait. The glare. I like doing a hard outline on the portrait.
Right.
But I've gotten into doing like a really soft figure. Like the glare is actually good on this because like Mookie here is made out of shapes. Like I'm just putting down white blobs there. And then I'm doing like blue blobs on top of that. Then I'm doing some black blobs. And then I'm doing like, there'll be a shape that's nothing but his jersey, and then there's a shape underneath that's like his skin, and then I'm just building on top of layers and making something that feels like painting or like doing cut paper digitally.
Yeah.
And that's
with something
that's
like
been a lot of
Procreate.
fun to work with. Like,
Yeah. When does Procreate, are you creating like, is it vector art or is it a fixed dimensions? And if fixed dimensions, I'd be curious if you're designing it card size or if you're designing it bigger, like the actual file size, right? So like, could you print like a poster of this?
I could. I start at a 5x7, so everything working at is basically 5x7, which I think reduces really nicely.
Got it.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna try to, like, here I did this Ernie Banks for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum fundraiser, and let's see if it can focus. As you can see, the figure is really soft, no outline right there, and there he is getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Barack Obama up top. It's it's minimalist, it's soft, and I'm so satisfied with how this card turned out. It's easily one of my 5 favorites, possibly my favorite of all the cards that I've done.
It's awesome.
It's for a good cause too, you know?
I did Ernie Banks for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum too. Did a painting.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
That was
a fun. That was fun, and it also like it introduced me to a lot of new artists because there was 100 of them.
So many.
I still have like a list of a bunch of the artists that I still want to like connect with.
And we faced such a challenge going off of like, oh great, it's like there are 4 photos of Josh Gibson.
Right.
What are we going to work off of? Just learning the colors of the jerseys was so interesting to me. Like having only like known these guys from like the grainiest photos. I'm like, oh, the Kansas City Monarchs uniforms are red. They're red and white. It's like I kind of expected it all to be in gray.
Yeah. Paused again.
Oh yeah, I was just yeah, I dropped out on purpose there. I just wasn't very interesting.
Yeah, quick bathroom break. All good. Well, awesome, man. This has been super fun. Is there anything else that like you want to talk about or promote or sell? Like you could do if you want to do a coupon for people. Like these people are all baseball card fans. You have a lot of praise in the comments. So
it's funny. All my cards actually went on sale yesterday. So everything is super reduced right now at the lowest prices ever. Individual cards as low as $7. I believe all the encased editions are $19.99 right now, including this Clemente. This actually might be my best card, I gotta say.
That's an awesome.
Compositionally, beautiful. Just a perfect card. So I'll say this much. I'd appreciate Twitter follows. I'm very active on Twitter, and I'm frequently just giving cards away. So sometimes I'll start sketching a card, and I'll give it away to the first person who can guess who it is off of like an outline or something like that. My Twitter is.
Are you doing one today? I was going to guess Frank Thomas, but I have no idea.
That was actually the Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek card. People are able to guess from the eyebrows, the Levy family eyebrows.
Oh,
and also,
that's amazing.
That's the thing. So
I'm going to try. I want to put your Twitter link. Okay, here. I'll put this in here so people can follow you on Twitter. Now, of course, my internet's just going super slow. Here we go.
My internet's still jealous.
Yeah.
I'll say one of my favorite deals on the site right now is I'm going to mark this down in a second. This smeared Max Scherzer signature is $100.
Nice.
But it goes to a great cause, and it's one of my favorite cards, and it is a genuine signature, and it's rare as hell, and it's one of only 5 that were signed. So
that's sick. Did he smear it? Maybe it's got like some of his fingerprint on there.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could
hype it up.
Yeah, you could steal his phone with it. Just
exactly
figure out the print, steal Max Scherzer's phone.
Perfect. That's awesome, man. Well, it looks like we've already got some people. Donna. Let's see here. Eric. People are following. At least 2 people so far.
And I'm on Instagram at Cousson Cards, COUSS cards. So that's where I'll generally announce like the latest cards or any sales or things like that.
Awesome.
And yeah, so I guess the big thing is the newest card is that Cody Bellinger that I was showing off earlier. The Mookie Betts card will be in hand by the end of this week, and there's a bundle going on where you can get Mookie and Bellinger for $20, and
Nice.
they're two of my best works. And yeah, I guess I'm good luck. So if you're a Dodgers fan, I think you have me to thank. And like I say, yeah, any order above 50, I'll throw in something. I'll throw in some extra cards. I'll throw in some of my notorious artist proofs.
Nice.
Like, yeah, so I've been doing these artist proof stamp cards.
Yeah.
All of these cards have weird press imperfections.
Got it.
Let me see if I can find, or a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I find a really good example of one. But I've just noticed that people just like really like these. And the glare might actually help here. Let's see if I can get it on the screen. Nope. All right.
Oh, yeah.
You see these dents? Yeah. The dents through the card.
Right.
So
yeah.
people always like this. So I'll throw in some artist prints or an error. Like all of these Max Scherzer cards were cut the wrong size.
Oh, shit.
So that's the error version of the Scherzer card.
Yeah.
And there are some cards that I just discarded because, like, I remember I find a good one. Like this Jackie Robinson. I signed him. Like, that's not what my signature looks like. Why did I do that? So I'll throw in some weird cards for any order above 50 tonight. Let's just say 2. Make an order above $50. Get some error cards. I'll just
nice.
go nuts.
I love it, man. Well, I appreciate you joining us tonight.
Great to be here.
If I can help out in any way. And
absolutely. Hey, did you get the package from Tony?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I sent Tony a bunch of cards because I was like, you know what we should do? It's like, here's some cards, send those to Blake. Maybe he'll want to do some splatter art on them. So if you want to turn any of my cards into card art, the offer is out there.
Different than this? Is it different than this stack that Matt had on his desk? We have so many cards everywhere.
That's different than this. I think that's my Wave 2 set. No, I sent some new ones.
Okay. Yeah. I'll check in. Tony only comes to the studio like once a week now. Just kind of depending, once a week, once every 2 weeks. But yeah, I will ask him about that.
Oh yeah, you definitely have a stack of my new cards for your consideration. So
awesome.
Let's make something happen.
Yeah, let's do it. Dope, man. Well, I'm also going to hit you up about the printer, and yeah, I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Of course, man. Thanks for joining. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Stay safe.
I'll see all of you on Twitter, I guess.
Yes. See you guys on Twitter.